somewhere here and check. So in this place, and I was in this tab. Okay, so here if I do echo $A, nothing will be there because it is set in this shell program, not terminal tab I am talking about, in this shell program. So if I do again one more bash here, it's like I'm opening one more shell program. Okay, if you see in this echo $A, okay, one second, here is the variable, you can't propagate it, and exit. Okay, env variables are getting propagated, but the bash is kind of like an isolated environment. So one way to see is that if you look at this up arrow, right, if you want to go to the history of the commands that you execute,
old commands will be there.
Old commands will be there. Okay,
just like directory also, cmd also same thing, right?
Right. So if I do now echo hello, and then if I do that bash and then do up arrow, that echo hello is not coming, right? Because I'm in a different bash program now. Okay, so it's like a separate virtual environment, we can say, not like a virtual server kind of thing, a different interface, isolated environment. In that environment you can set some things. Okay, so why I am saying is that because in this multi-ue.sh program, that is one of the things that we are doing. And this is just a comment for our reference. So here, when we do this if config, now you see all this is what we have, the interfaces, and there is no separate interface for UE or anything because it can run it in localhost. It's one, but only one UE is there. When we are running multiple UEs, then two UEs will try to use the localhost, which will cause conflict. So now we will, as I said earlier, to assign IP address to something, you need interface, virtual or physical, whatever. When you have a different PC, then you have proper physical interface itself, or else you have to create a virtual one. So to create that virtual interface, you make use of this netnfs network namespace command is there. See, IP netns. Netns stands for network namespace. Then you add and then you give a name to that. So it's like you creating a new network namespace, and then you can open a shell program in that namespace. So that is what these options that we have here. So when you run this multi-ue.sh, I think that is in the ran build folder only. I'll just open that path. Same place where the G0B and all are there. Yeah, multi-ue is there. So if you do C, it will clear the screen. Otherwise you have to type clear command.
CLS, what is that?
Yeah, actually it is a command clear, but I have given an alias for it. So if you type C, it will clear.
Oh, shortcuts.
Yeah. So now if you run this multi-ue.sh script without any arguments, it will see no parameters given, error comes, or you can give -h also to see the help. So -c is to create a namespace, and whatever number that follows C will be the name of the namespace created. Okay. -d is to delete the created namespace. -l is to list the namespace. -e is like create and be in a new shell of that namespace, and -o is just to open that namespace explicitly. Here we do, it's like C and E goes together, O you create separately. So for example, if I do -l now, there is no namespace created as of now. Okay, we are listing it, right? So now we will create one. So C, for it can be any number that we want. It has to be a number though. So now we are creating for UE1, so I'm giving 1 here, and then I am saying -e to so that it will create the namespace and you open a shell with that namespace. Okay.
Should be one.
So,
No?
so before that, what I want to show is that if you see here, if config, these are the virtual interfaces of our core, followed by LO, H0, Docker 0, demo OAI bridge. That's all that we have. Okay. Now if we do this, see, it's creating a namespace for UEID1, name UE1. That is the name of the namespace. And so, as part of the creation of the namespace, a new virtual interface would be created, Ethernet interface. So that you will see here VETH1, and it has got this IP address. Okay, so this address we will use in when we are bringing up our UE. Okay, so we have to note down this. And now, actually, if I am in that shell now, if I do up arrow, you see the previous iperf and all is coming, not our sudo this thing, right? Because we are in a different shell now. Because
it's a multi-UE.
no, multi-UE is the script that I ran. After creating the namespace, you can see here.
Minus E.
Year 1, right?
No,
The
opening.
minus E thing you mentioned.
Yeah, -C1 is to create the namespace called UE1. -C1. And -E is to be in a shell program with that namespace. So that is why you can see the statement here. Opening shell in namespace UE1.
First line, before line it is created and then it came to that UE1.
Yeah, I am in the UE1 namespace now. The one that was created at the step above. So since I am in a different namespace, that is why when I do up arrow, I am not seeing the multi-UE.sh and all. Okay. And if I do if config inside here, see, it's a different, you can think of it like we are in a different PC now. It's like a different
UE1,
network.
PC where it is connected to UE1.
Like a different PC in the sense, so from a network namespace wise, this inside of this PC will be different, right? So it has
different IP also, right?
So it is the local host is this thing, and it has this 10.2.1.1 as a other interface here. But to get to this, virtual PC, you have this IP, which is this one, 10.2.1.100. This was created just now, right? So now we are in this namespace. If you try to do the list command here, since we are in that namespace, it won't find it. So even if you try here, -L, it will give you something like name resolution and all it is telling. So you just need to open one more tab. So right now we are in, so this I will rename it as my UE1 logs, because when you run UE, all that RSRP is going to come here.
Right.
To run the iperf and all, you need one more tab. So that
It's working, I checked that. It's working.
Yeah, okay. So I will just give you this one as UE1 namespace. So right now I am not in that namespace, so this you can check by just running if config. You see all the interfaces for the core, right?
VETH1 is not there.
VETH1 will be there above.
Okay.
This IP. Okay. But so we are in our normal namespace only. We not in the newly created one. And from here, one second. Yeah, we can list the namespaces. So same path will come wherever G0P or UE. It's all same folder. Now if I do sudo clear, such -L, you see the new namespace created, UE1 with ID 9. Right. So now, as you can see, the new namespace is created. To run iperf and all, you should be in that namespace. So here you just need to use the -O option, like in the -H you can see the options here, and then you give -o and 1 to open shell in the specified namespace. So we'll go with O and the namespace we have to give 1. So now we are in that UE1 namespace. This you can confirm again by if config. Yeah. So this is the setup for UE1. Okay. And we can try bringing up the UE1 here. That command might be here already. So if you see,
Abhilash, yesterday also we had this, right? But it was mentioned just UE, right?
no, yesterday we were bringing up just one UE.
Okay.
So at that time, there is no name conflict as such, or
Okay,
it
so
can
it's a
run
single
in
one.
local host, single UE. So there was no need to run this multi-UE.sh or anything to create the new namespace. Now we are going to do 2 UE case.
Okay, because we run that multi-UE, so we need to define each one now.
Right. So first thing, the changes that we are doing here, you see the command that I shared earlier is the same command that I am running. The variation is in numerology 1. See here, RF simulator server address. We have to mention the IP that we saw here in V1, just 10.201.100. That you have to mention here, 10.201.100 to connect to our, to make our source address as the UE1 namespace, and it's UE1 is same UE.conf file only. Command is same, just the way server address and conf for the UE1 case it's same.
Okay.
So now if we
But we are not giving any name here, right? Only the IPs we are updating.
Yeah. So when we created a new namespace, that's how we got the IP, right? So now if you look at the SMF log, this is what we wanted to see. If this came, that means IP address is assigned properly. If this block doesn't come, right, then even if in AMF you see that it is registered and all, still it won't work as expected. So at that time what you need to do is that just stop GNB and UE, bring down core, bring it back up and try connecting again. At that time it works.
So probably Abhilash, I may need to drop. So could you please summarize the multi-UE thing? The basic making up, I got it and I am able to do it. And after that, the multi-UE part, could you please summarize once what you did?
Yeah, okay, so whatever we have done here till here, it's same.
Yeah, that is fine.
Single UE, okay. And when you are using single UE, then the next thing that we did was go to this path and you can just simply bring this up.
Yeah.
Okay. But when we have multi UE case, see if you see here we are giving this local host address.
Right.
So when you bring up one more UE with the same local host address, it will cause conflict problems. So that is why we have to now have 2 different IP address for each UE. So for that you need to create a network namespace for each UE. So multi-UE.sh script is for that, to create a namespace. And you can, if you want to have 5 different UEs, you can still do. It's like you give multi-UE.sh -c1 -c2, like that you can create for n number of UEs. It's so for each one that you create, you will see a new VE1, VE2, VE3, like that it will come.
Create means the commands what we have executed, which all commands we have executed. So the only command by updating the IP address, how we have got. So the new IP address you got, right? So you have created a bash command using the sudo.multi-UE, that file you did something.
Yeah.
So that commands we have somewhere in that file. I just want that file.
In this file, here it is there. multi-UE.sh script, which I shared earlier. You just need to remove that // from that because we don't have the folder anymore.
Okay. So this is the command we need to execute. Okay.
So when you run this command E and then run this thing here,
by updating the IP.
Then you will see that RSRP things coming here.
Right.
Okay. But you will need another terminal open and then open the namespace using that -o1 command before you run the hyperth thing.
Okay.
Same thing you have to repeat for UE2. And then
That should be in different tab.
yeah, so that is what I was going to do now. But you wanted to step out now, so I was just mentioning that. So
Okay. So the difference is, instead of making that UE command, we need to run this multi-UE wala command, where we need to get the IP first and then update and run. Similar procedure needs to be followed for the another UE. Okay. It is C1 and C2 we are creating them.
yeah, it can be any number, but to reflect.
Accordingly, ith1 and ith2 will be there as per this.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So now in the UE2, I have to go to that plan build folder. Now, multi-UI.sh -c2, I'm creating a namespace for UE2 and going into and enter that namespace also. So now that I've created this, if I do if config now, I should see B1 and B2, and this address is 202.100. The other one is 10.2.01. So next would be, if I am bringing one more UE, it might be 10.2.03.100, like that. So now that we are in that namespace, we can bring up the new UE here. So it's the same command, but yeah, 202.100 is correct, and we have to use UE2.conf. So UE2.conf is already there in that path. So all I did is I just updated the IMC part and the this one. Where is that? Yeah, IMC. I changed key and OPC was same. DNN and SSA SSTSD I update in the UE2.conf. So now if I bring this up, what I found is that when I bring up UE2, there is a lot of PRATch thing happening. Okay. Here, what is this thing?
Errors.
Trying to connect.
Some error came here. Let me see. See, this was the error I was telling earlier in that G0B log. But G0B logs where this must be the G0B logs, right?
Yeah. So probably you can share this log plus the UE logs. He asked for G0B and UE logs.
Yeah. But usually this error used to come after I run this for some time, not so fast.
It is saying something mismatch between CRC RNTI and RXR. Okay, you asked this only.
Yeah. Save it. But I will show you also this thing. You just have to run it again, that's all.
So ideally here the G0B is not able to serve two users.
It is serving. So in this case it immediately happened. So 1 second. So I have just, you see, here it will come as lost socket, and UE2 logs also. Yes.
So any port they both are using same? Any port related thing we need
No,
to change?
if it is a port thing, it will not come up only. I mean, I won't be able to bring up UE2 at all. But as I said, it is not like it runs for some time before going down. Okay, so I have to now do this one more time. Just a sec. Keep the SMF running. AMF should be now empty. Just bring up GNP one more time. So whatever namespace that we created earlier, that is still existing. So I don't do those steps again. Okay, and in
UE2
this
already
tab,
there.
yeah, in this tab already the namespace and the shell program is there. So no need to execute that again. So we have connected
So how
this
you are
thing.
going to validate? Like, is it's still there?
So, I didn't close this terminal or exit the shell, no. And you can also check here by doing if config again.
Okay, if
You
config.
will, you will see Tonali is still there. Now I have to bring up that UE1 again. Main thing is SMF assigning IP address. It doesn't happen every time. Thankfully it did this time also. 31. And if you see, I have to scroll down. Where is that registered table? Supposed to come by now. Yeah, registered. Okay. Now in UE2, I'll bring that up. This is the PRATch thing I was saying. It will do a lot of PRATch process before getting assigned one IP. So if you look at G0B logs also, you will see a lot of that. Yeah, now it connected. UEID2. See, it is fine now. And then if I look at still random access is happening.
If there is PRATch failure, then how would the G node be? It is showing it is connected.
It keeps trying. Only after it connects, then you will get that. This is for 2, right? Perfect. So it got 2. So you see this IP address, it is from the other range, in the DNN. This is 12.1.1.2. The other one was 12.1.1.1.30, right? So that is because this DNN is default, not OAI, right? So 12.1.1.2 is the IP for this one. Now if you see, both should be showing up as registered. Yeah, both are registered. Now we can do that iPerf thing for each UE. So as you can see, it is GNB is able to handle both UEs. UE1 is here, UE2 is here. So if it was a port conflict, it shouldn't be happening. Yeah. So now we have to run this iPerf. So to do that, same step only. You have to run this downlink, means you have to run this thing on our UE side. So that's why I'm in the UE1 namespace here. Okay, so I can run this now. This I have done after doing that -o option. Okay, and you see the server is listening on 5201. So I can't use the same IP when next time the other UE comes. So I have to change the IP at that time. We have to log inside the external data network. So I'll do that now. I have to do it quickly before GNB throws that error. Bash. Yeah. So inside this, now you can run this. We will run it for 120 seconds so that we can run for some time. So 12.1.1.30 is the IP address of the first UE, right? So yeah, so that we can give. And see. So,
this is only for UE1, right?
Yeah, this is only for UE1. Is there an iPerf 3 already running? You tried earlier, no? Did you stop that?
Stopped already. That time I checked and stopped.
Okay.
Not doing anything.
Okay.
Let me quickly check also. Everything is like closed only. Only SMF and AMF is running. Yeah.
Okay. This 12.1.1.2. And what was the other one? 12.1.1.32. It is okay. No wonder. So I have to give just 11130. Yeah, now it
Connected.
is sending. So yeah, so this is happening. While this is happening, we can start the other one also. So here also we have to run it as a server mode, but this time you have to give it a different port number to listen. So give -D for mentioning the port number. Right now it is listening on 5201, right? So we will give something like 6201. So it is listening on 6201. Next, you will open the terminal for our DNN. Okay. And here we will run this thing. So here you have to mention the port number also. 6201, and the IP is 12.1.2. Bad file descriptor, 1 sec. 6201. SMF is two only. I will give the -D thing first, and then usually if someone else is using that thing, you will get this. Oh, this is done already. I mean,
201.
5201 it is running. 6299.
Okay, guys, then I'm leaving. Probably you can continue. So, Abhilash, you are going to discuss on this thing only, right? Like, and the logs probably you will be sharing with Venkat.
Yeah. So now that error should come soon. So it is now running, right? Without any problem. But after some time, the same error will come.
Okay. Probably, if possible, you or Sudhakar can share a snip of the error for reference in the chat.
He saved it right already. Yeah.
That was the initial time itself now. So yeah, I'll share one more snapshot.
Acha, in group he shared, I didn't.
Not in the group, I saved that note.
Yeah, the local folder he has shared it. Yeah.
Okay, no issues. You guys continue. I'm just dropping.
Yeah, maybe in the middle of the week sometime I think we can connect once again.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Ports, anything can be given, Abhilash? There are any naming convention for it?
No, I think we should be able to give. Okay, so then for now I will use this. Let's see whether 5201 has problems or not.
Done.
It is not about the port. It is something related to the thing that I'm trying to connect. If I look at it. Okay, this 12, 1, 132. See, okay, okay, I don't use this. Let's see. I have to check this. This thing is not coming. Maybe if I try one more time, it might work. But I've done this thing. It's not like
Okay,
it won't
earlier.
work.
Okay, earlier you tried
Yeah.
this same.
Yeah. Parallelly, I have ran.
Okay.
So that's how I got this output. So if I captured those. Anyway, in our slides, we'll be keeping only
Log files
screenshots and other stuffs, right?
completed on only.
So if you do UE2 in this, see, this is that
Same.
UE2 namespace one and UE1 namespace. So both uplink, downlink I have done and captured.
Okay.
To see why it happened this time. But see, so far no problem. It is running.
This second one only.
I mean, you can see here
Yeah.
it is into this RNTA is there, no? 5E4A 7804 and UE81, UE82. It is serving to UEs. Then later it is doing some sort of validation check. Wherein, see what is that?
It's getting stuck. Huh?
Unexpected ULSCH. Sure. So once that assertion fails, then we get that error. But it only comes when you bring up the second UE. But usually it takes a while. But the one that we captured earlier happened quickly. Meanwhile, yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to discuss yesterday was, you have these links that I shared now. So what you can do is go through this workshop links. One is the RAN workshop, another one is core workshop. Whatever they have explained in this core workshop, right, that is what even they have done.
Okay.
Venkat showed also. They're deploying AFIG, analyze logs and PCAPs and all are there. So if you can run something and capture PCAP also, that would help. And I think Wireshark I might have already installed. I'll just confirm.
Wireshark
is not there. I can install this. So yeah, what I'm planning to do is that I'll be going through this
workshops. Huh?
These articles and see anything. This is my
Final.
dream
Okay.
to replicate this.
Okay. Now, what is the difference between that multi one and here? What is that additional ones coming here? Multiple
Here,
SMFs and it's like 2 stations. These are.
this is multi-slice. So deploying SA 5G slicing. So it's like actual slicing thing. But here in this example, they have got 3 GNBs, 3 UEs and all. I don't know whether our server has that much
Capacity.
thing. Here they say 6 GB RAM and 4 CPU. We have much more than that.
Yeah, 9 GB
But,
said, right? Yeah. 9 or 12?
We have got 32 GB RAM.
Okay, 32.
And 8 CPU also. So we might be able to, but bringing up these 3 GNB and 3 UEs is not going to, I mean, at least we have that multi-UE script, so we can bring up 3 UEs. 3 GNB, I'm expecting some documentation to be present in this article. So I want to try this.
Okay.
If at least not 3 UVs, maybe
At
with
least
2
two.
UVs, if we can show
2
an
GNBs.
actual slicing thing, right? That would be great.
Right.
So that I will give it a try. But you can also go through
These articles.
these
yeah.
articles. So main thing is OAI workshops, and in that if you come down, you will see OAM hands-on tutorial, RAN hands-on tutorial. Not OAM, we don't want that. RAN and core hands-on tutorial will be there. So that you can try when you have time.
Okay.
After you tried this thing.
Yeah. First we need to replicate what you have been trying. Yeah. Then
Right.
next step. Yeah.
Anyway, our as per the topic that we wanted to.
We covered multi-UV, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we covered multi-UV.
2 should be good enough, or third also we are expected to.
We can do 3 UV also if we want.
It's one and the same. Only thing is, okay, you are using that naming and all, you are giving it and adding another one with the respective
3
IP.
UV is not a big deal. We can do it. Sure. Then you can calculate throughput for those 3 UVs. The scheduler is proportional fair scheduler, but since we don't have a channel as such, it would be kind of like a round robin one only.
Okay.
So that from that perspective also you can think like when you do what all we can show or present theoretically, like maybe that when we divide the traffic to 3 UVs
what is
due
the
to
scheduler?
proportional fair scheduler, this is how the throughput gets distributed.
Then we change that to round robin.
That we can't change. Changing scheduler here is like rewriting code.
Okay.
So that we can't do. But
So we can tell, okay, this is coming with this, fair.
Explain the observation with the working of a proportional fair scheduler and all. Like that. And some QoS information, something if you can bring in, that also would be nice.
But okay, for next Sunday, what is that we want to tell actually? This is what we are trying to achieve.
So by next Sunday.
No, we are not sure. We wanted to show the results itself, or the like end of that. Like that was like after 2 weeks only we will be presenting the final one, right? So what should be the differences?
As per me, whatever we are going to say on 7th, we have to deliver, right?
Yeah.
So that means we have to do it before 7th. I mean,
No, as per professor, what he says is what you planning to achieve, how you are trying to achieve. Those are the steps we're supposed to be presenting, and it will be like last tweaking only will be there for you. Maximum you will be achieving by now. Only thing is minimum things based on the discussion and all, whatever he suggests or recommends. I think those things needs to be implemented in the final phase. Basically.
So as my what I'm thinking is that we should finalize what we are doing experiment wise by 7th, before 7th. Before that I will try that
your
slice thing. If it works, then we can say that is what we are going to do.
Next
if
phase.
it doesn't work, then maybe you can do the 3 UVs one or something. And once we have that is just the running part. What I meant is that we should know whether it is possible to do something using AI core before July 7th. Before we cannot say we will do multi-slice thing on 7th.
And we are not able to do it.
Then we are screwed now. So we wanted to try it before. And then once we say this is what we are planning to do, then next 2 weeks we can work on improving it, like capturing logs, Wireshark, and then theoretical explanation for the observation.
Correlating with the theory and versus
correlating with theory, and we have to make those presentations. So that is a separate work altogether, which that everyone can help and bring up that thing. Finally, that matters what we present. So essentially, what they are looking for, as per my understanding, is that we have actually ran the experiment.
Hands-on, but ultimately a hands-on experience.
Yeah, we have actually ran the experiment, and we have learned some things through those
that's what
experiments. So
it's not that I'm scrutinizing you whether you're doing it or not. It's like ultimately you whether you're learning this course basically.
Correct. And then presenting it nicely within that time, then we should be good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fine, Abhilash. I think maybe I'll try. I think yesterday I couldn't do it. Yeah, with your match and all, right?
Yeah, even I saw the match. I thought we will lose, and I
Yeah.
went to bed.